Americans are preparing for Thanksgiving, right? You're getting ready, many of us, to travel in the next week. AAA reporting more than 55 million Americans expected to travel for the holiday. The majority will drive, but more than 4.5 million Americans will fly. That's the highest amount on Thanksgiving for air travel we've seen since 2005. And if the busy travel week clashes with the shutdown, it could mean TSA employees and air traffic controllers are forced to work without pay, and worker shortages would lead to longer wait times and flight delays and cancellations. So let's bring in travel industry expert Sandra McLemore to talk more about how we prepare for this. Feels like every year it's kind of a rush to the finish line when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas travel. What are you hearing if the government shuts down, the immediate impact, particularly at the airports?
Huge on commercial aviation, and that's because there's almost 10 million people that work directly tied to commercial aviation. So here's what's going to happen. TSA workers will still go to work. The problem is that more TSA workers are likely to call in sick. Now, in previous years, we've seen that go from around 2 or 3% up to 10%. And it's understandable. If you're not getting paid, it's really hard to show up to work, especially if you have costs associated to work, like transport or gas or anything, childcare, anything like that. Now, we have to remember that airports are federal land, which means obviously TSA, air traffic control, the airport police are all federal workers. The payday is scheduled to hit right before the shutdown. But if we have a shutdown like 2019 that was 35 days right before Christmas, it's going to have massive impacts on wait times, delays, and cancellations.
So, Sandra, would it create big enough waves for people to change their travel plans to justify doing that now, or at least looking at some alternatives?
Look, if you're planning to travel, there's very little way around not flying if flying was your preference, especially if you're traveling a long distance. I would say if you haven't booked yet, try to book the first flights of the day. Try to book direct, nonstop, no layovers. That's going to help you. Showing up at the airport earlier is also going to help you. And there are two groups of travelers in the airport, Marni. There are the ones that have TSA pre-check and the ones that don't have pre-check. And if you do not have pre-check, you cannot rely on that 30-minute wait. You're going to have a bit of a longer wait to be able to get through. I don't know that changing travel plans at this stage will help, but having a backup plan in case your flight is canceled or delayed will definitely help.
And what are some things that the airlines are doing in anticipation of some delays?
Not a lot, Marni. So we have to remember that the airlines are able to do two things with a flight. They're able to change a flight and they're able to cancel a flight. Now, I recommend that travelers head over to the Department of Transport website to see their rights. But I can tell you it's pretty simple. When a flight is changed, so the time is changed, the departure time, the arrival time, the layover, the aircraft, there's not actually any compensation for travelers there. If a flight is canceled, then you are obviously eligible for a full refund. Don't forget, that's not just the flight, that's any baggage fees and seat fees that you might have paid as well. But at this stage, the airlines will just approach this as normal. There's not extra crew, extra pilots, or extra air traffic control to be able to fix this.
Yeah, not a lot to do. Thanksgiving's going to be busy. We mentioned some of the numbers according to AAA. What are some of the predictions for holiday travel overall over the next 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, so holiday travel over the Christmas period specifically is a little early to forecast just because a lot of people leave it until the last minute to book. I will tell you, if you haven't booked yet, there's not a special or a sale that's coming to save you. Those days are over, so you want to get that done as soon as possible. It's really going to depend on weather, and we'll start to see those weather predictions come in a little bit earlier. But the air traffic control pilots are a little bit better staffed up than last year, so I'm hoping it's going to be a good season.
I hope so, too. Word to the wise, best days to book, times to book as you're looking for holiday travel moving into December?
Right now, after this program, right now, go book.
Right
because
now.
those days right now, those days of getting a great deal, Marni, they're gone. They haven't happened since the pandemic. At the moment, what you want to do is just to get a seat on the flight that you want, have a backup plan. And when I say backup plan, that means, would I overnight here? Would I try for the next day? Would I have to rent a car? Have those kind of backup plans, but book right now.
All right. Good advice, Sandra McLemore. Thanks. Safe travels to you. Happy holidays. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.